I'm a bit scared to go around this corner. Who knows, maybe a homeless man, stray dog. What's inside? It's a very windy night here in Kursk, and I thought, why not show you what it's like here at night? See how dangerous it is. Show you a few neighbourhoods. If you can hear me over the wind, let's go. Here we are at the train station here in Kursk. Now I don't know about in your city, but in my city back at home, definitely one of the more dangerous areas is around the train station. It's covered in both potholes and homeless people who will either ask you for a little bit of change or the entire contents of your wallet, depending on how they're feeling. So how about in this little provincial city that's apparently so dangerous, let's go and have a look, see what it's like at night. The only thing you have to worry about here are the holes in the pavement, falling through it. Almost did that there. The infrastructure in Kursk is not Moscow level, I'll give it that. But it's the city I live in, and I have done for quite a while now. So we're just going to go to this area that's just behind the train station. By the way, I'll show you. These stray cats all live on this roof. It's kind of interesting, people leave food for them here. They never go hungry. And that's what I like. I like to see people looking after the stray animals. Apart from the dogs. Stray dogs here is a bit of a problem. So far nothing, but I can't see the floor at all. For whatever reason they chose black on this bridge, so I can't see where my feet are going. There's no light to really, well, the lights are all very far away, so I can't see the floor at all. You probably can't either. But there are bumps in it, which I've tripped over a few times. It seems to be the only dangerous thing in this city at night. Now I thought I'll come down here to show you an environment where the average tourist will not go. And just see if it's any different than the kind of Russian hood, I guess you could say. Though it's not that bad here. I guess relatively nice. You don't see families scared to bring their children out at night over here. You know, there's families basically everywhere, no matter the time. Well, as long as everything's open. And why not? I don't feel dangerous here at all. I'm clearly a foreigner. You know, I'm stood here with a camera, speaking English. No one really cares. And why should they? Hey, look at this. I need a bit of a haircut, as you can see. So how about we go to Salon Moskva, Moscow Salon. Maybe that's the style I should get. What do you think? Tell me in the comments, do you think it'll suit me? And over here we have a shopping centre, a bit of a small one. Torgovets Center na Ruskom. And one thing you need to know about Kursk that's a bit of an interesting fact, well, probably not interesting at all, but it's completely filled with shopping centres. From memory, it's the city in Russia with the most, or it could even be the city in the world, quite frankly. There's just so many. And here is something you won't really see in Moscow too much. It's a shame. This stuff, that's fine. That stuff, nah. Just a moment ago, a big group of shaved head guys were walking towards me, taking up most of the pavement. I didn't feel scared at all. In England, I might be. You don't know what their intentions are, but I've never had that sense the entire time I've been here. whether just today at night or the entire time I've been in Russia. Of course, every country has its issues, you know. For example, here in Kursk, you do get attacks from Ukraine coming, so that is a downside. Doesn't happen as often as it did maybe a year ago, but now it feels, in terms of crime, almost entirely safe. I don't feel like I'm in any danger walking here with camera in my hand, speaking a foreign language. I'm happy here. Yeah, if maybe a year ago you asked me, oh, should I come and visit Kursk? I would have probably said no, because the attacks were pretty constant. It was a bit shaky whilst the Ukrainians were still in the Kursk region. But now they've been pushed out. You don't really get the attacks that often, you'll get them mostly in smaller areas of the region. It was essentially multiple times a day before, so it's definitely calmed down. Now, a response to the ongoing conflict that you have here, and you can't really escape here in Kursk, are all the different bunkers that they have, well, at every bus stop mostly. I've not seen them anywhere else for that matter. Now in England, these would be filled with homeless people and would smell of piss. How about we go and explore what's inside? I'm a bit scared to go around this corner. Who knows, maybe a homeless man, stray dog. How about we have a look? What's inside? Nothing. Just a little bit of rubbish. It doesn't have a scent either, which is a surprise to me. Why wouldn't a homeless man live in here? I'm guessing there are none. Something I do love about Russia, and you don't really get it in other places, at least I think, places I've been to, is the name of shops. Now this is called Nash Magazin. What do you think it means? Maybe some beautiful poetic name? No. In fact, it just means our shop. Our shop. In the capitalist world, it will be my shop. But in Soviet Russia, it's our shop. Why not add a bit of cringe into the video? Just down there is a shopping centre, and just over there is another one. It's an infestation. Over here, you see a poster for Den Goroda. It's Day of the City. I did film a video about Kursk on that day, but for whatever reason it didn't work out very well. Would you lot want to actually see that video? I could have still released it. There were some successes there, but it's not to scratch to what I would normally want. Although perhaps this video itself won't be either. A lot of the people I saw making similar videos were saying how there's basically no graffiti around. One thing I can tell you is that here there is. Not as much as you might get in England, but you know, you've got the penises. I think that's a worldwide thing, a worldwide phenomenon. Did you see that lady there? Jaywalking, or whatever the Americans call it? I'm not going to do the same. I'm a good citizen. I'm a good foreigner. A good guest in this country. And I'll follow the rules. That's how you do it. An absolute phenomenon that I've not seen anywhere else in the world is the Russian obsession with self-service coffees 24/7. They've got this little machine in there where you can just make your own coffee, and for whatever reason these are everywhere, and I've just never seen that before in England or any other Western country I've been to. Now we have a shop. It's called Altai. The Altai Mountains, all the way in the Russian Far East, through Siberia. Perhaps I should go there for a video. Might be a bit of an interesting adventure, I think. Something different from European Russia. The only part of Russia I've really seen. Why not? Another thing, which is 24 hours here in Russia, that I just don't seem to see anywhere else, that I just find fascinating. 24-hour flower shops. How often do you go out at maybe 1 o'clock in the morning and you think, you know what I need? I need some flowers. At least coffee makes sense. Maybe it's someone working late at night. Need a little pick me up. But flowers? Why? I've noticed that in every single city I've been to. Boggles the mind. Something I like a lot about Russia is always some kind of development going on. Now this used to be just essentially like a little mud path, but they decided that, rightly so, to develop it into something actually walkable. Because literally just over there is the station. Over there is going towards the centre of the city. So the fact that they're actually paving it up a little bit is nice. You don't really see that much quality of life development, at least in my city in England. And if they do, it ends up taking years just for little touch-ups. So now that you've seen a bit more of a residential neighbourhood here in Kursk, how about I show you the centre of the city? Today is Friday evening. In England, that would mean you'll get all the drunk people out, people taking advantage of others. It wouldn't be the safest time to be in the centre. But let's go. Let's show you what it's like in Russia by comparison. Kursk has a pretty good system of trams and just general public transport, so like buses and stuff like that. Very clean, reasonably priced, cheaper than Moscow. I was surprised when I saw how expensive it was there. And quiet, safe. If you're some young girl sitting on this tram, you're not going to have someone come behind you and try to stab you. I can tell you that for sure. Now we've reached the centre of the city. How about we see how safe it is here, as I said, on a Friday evening. I said there was a crazy amount of shopping centres here, and this is proof of it. So here you have Central Park, then over there, right next to it, Europa, Europe, which we are technically still in, geographically, not politically. There's an Indian food place. I've not seen that before. One thing you should know, there is quite a big medical university here. And there's a lot of Indians that go there. You see them on the street all the time. And a lot of Africans as well. But they're normally not students, they're normally delivering food. Some things don't change between here and the West, it seems. They're getting the doctors and engineers like we do. I'm here in the centre now, and I found one here, one over there. They really are an infestation, along with vape. Vape truly has made it to Russia. Krasnoye Bele is a shop where you'll be the most likely to find a couple of drunk gopniks at the end of a night. There's cheap alcohol there, completely safe walking by, no problems. At least not yet. Maybe I am jinxing it by constantly saying this. I promised myself when I started this video that I wouldn't take you to any wartime monuments or anything like this, because I realised it's mostly only myself that actually enjoys showing that off or seeing people showing that stuff off. Hopefully today I can keep my promise, both to myself and my wife. She seems pretty fed up with it already. The only part of this video that is actually dangerous and is not coming out at night in this Russian provincial city, it's the fact that I didn't bring gloves. I feel like I might get frostbite or something, it's horrible. But here we are. Here's one of the squares. The man Pushkin himself. That over there is a theatre. I went there, it's pretty nice. Saw a production there. And over here, another shopping centre, because of course Kursk doesn't have enough of those. Сколько стоит?
Так, сынок, вот такой 500 однотонный, с беленьким 600, а вот те два крайние 650.
У меня просто 1000.
Так, а вы какой букетик будете брать?
Вот эти.
Хорошо, сынок, я вам сейчас дам 500 рублей и букетик. Убирайте, пожалуйста. Так, сыночка, вот вам 500 рублей. Так, прячьте, прячьте, чтоб не улетело.
Спасибо.
Всего вам доброго.
See, it can't be that dangerous. You have old ladies selling flowers. Another self-serve coffee over there. And any Englishman or English women watching my video, there is something I have here that I need to ask you about. English breakfast. Does that look like any English breakfast that any of you have ever seen? Because for me, no, it's not legit. It's a disgrace. And it's like £5. Here you can see that it's really coming to the end of autumn. All the leaves are gone. All on the ground, well, most of them on the ground. And the cold is really coming. Here we have the very Soviet looking Hotel Kursk. Would any of you stay in the Hotel Kursk? I know that I would. Here we have the Russian McDonald's. Вкусно и точка. Tasty and full stop. Now if I was stood outside of the McDonald's in England on a Friday evening, like I am now, holding an expensive looking camera, I'd be robbed. But look, peaceful. Absolutely peaceful. I do really want to go in there, but I've lost quite a lot of weight recently and I want to keep it off. I don't know if it shows on camera or not. If it does, tell me. I don't know. If you do want a video from the different chains, the Western chains that left Russia and their replacements, tell me. I hope that doesn't give me a copyright strike. But yeah, tell me if you want to see a video about those places. I wouldn't mind it. It involves me eating plenty of food, hopefully. One thing all those other videos do say, no rubbish on the streets. But look, now I will grant you that it's because it's been incredibly windy. So these have clearly been overfilled a little bit and spilt everywhere. But cigarette butts, I don't think they flew out of the bin. I'm just on the main street here. And over here I've seen something that I've not noticed before. It's this really cool like mural painting thing. Drevny Kursk, like ancient Kursk. How cool is that? Just on some little side area. And modern Kursk over there. I don't know how I've never noticed that before. So it turns out that I'm a horrible human being. I've done the worst thing that you could possibly do to people, or one of the worst. I've broken my promise to you, my loyal viewers. I'm going to show you a memorial to the war. How could I do that to myself? How could I do that to you? I've got to though. It's an addiction. I'm getting help for it. This is a memorial to Герои Советского Союза, the heroes of the Soviet Union. Now I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but this is a monument to the people of Kursk who won the medal, which has the same name, the hero of the Soviet Union. And there are quite a damn few. It's Russia's, well, the Soviet Union's equivalent to the Victoria Cross if you're an Englishman. And there's so many of them here that had won it during, just during the Second World War. That's fascinating. Here you got this mosaic here. This one made of stones, like different colours, like not even little tile things, but full on stones. It's incredible. I'm sorry, I couldn't avoid it. Don't judge me too harshly. Now we've come to the end of our nighttime, late autumn journey through the city of Kursk. Will you be quiet? So, is it such a dangerous place here in Russia that a Westerner can't come and film and be safe at night and all this type of stuff? I don't think there's anything that's been dangerous the entire time I've been here. Now it'd be wrong of me to sell Russia as this crimeless paradise where there's no dangers at all. Of course there are. For example, we are in the city of Kursk. It is near the border. There has been conflict in this region. It has its own dangers, but ones that are different to what you would expect in a city in the West. I've been able to walk here completely fine. The people living here have an impression, it seems, that it's pretty safe. At least the people I've asked, the people I've seen walking around. I think I can say that I'm safer here than I was in my hometown in England.